Twin Cities Adventures with our Minnesota Honeybee playlist, and today's the day. We are going to extract honey from all of these frames filled with capped honey. Let's just take a peek at all our supplies. First of all, we have these boxes with our capped honey in it. There's one in the house, so we have 3 of them. And we will cap those over here in the capping station. But the supplies you need is a bucket of warm water, so you can wash your hands off, a couple towels. We have a hot knife for decapping the honey. Here's a scrapey tool for getting the little pieces that we didn't get. And so this is a nice little mold that you buy. I'll put that in the link in the description so you can put your frames on it and just easily decap the honey frames. And then this will be a bucket full of wax for later. So we have a little towel set up here, some extension cords. Over here we have our honey spinner, and it's an electric one. And then below it we have a double strainer, and then we have a bucket with a honey gate on it. So close your honey gate, close your honey gate. Here's another one, close your honey gate. And what you can do is start decapping your frames as soon as your knife is hot. And once you decap the honey, you can start putting them into the frames. So you can put deeps in here, and then you can put supers in there. So it holds twice as many supers as deeps. So let's start by decapping. And then you gotta have a little vacuum cleaner here so you can capture any mad bees. And one more very important thing, get a big fan, put it in the room. That way you can cool off your workspace and keep the bees away. And then you'll need a nice cold drink to go with that. Okay, first things first, the hot knife goes very slow, so it's not my favorite choice. Here's a little demonstration on how that works. Later on, we'll switch over to a bread knife, which works a lot quicker, but just for demonstration purposes, we'll show you what this looks like. All right, we're gonna load up 4 deeps and turn it on, and then slowly increase the speed. Once it goes, you can amp it up. That's a really nice spinner. I'll link the spinner below the video also. This is a very cost-efficient one. Once you spin the honey out of one side, you're gonna flip the frames over, and then you're gonna do that with all of them, and then you're going to spin the honey out of the other side. And we'll bring our container over, and once they're spun out of both sides, we'll just put them in the red container. And then once we're all done, we'll take those in the back and let the bees rob all that honey out. And they'll put that inside the honey supers that are on the top level. This frame will use the knife on some of it and the decapping tool on some of it. How's that taste?
That's the best honey in the world.
Field test. Oh my God, that is so good. Totally chemical free too. We only did powdered sugar treatments to our bees, and we put thyme oil inside the olive oil in the beetle busters. Then in some areas that it doesn't really work with a knife, you're gonna have to use a decapping tool and just basically rip the cap off. Just score it, poke it, whatever you need to do. Because if you don't tear the cap off, then the honey will still be trapped inside there. Feel that. Okay, so the frames are dragging in the honey a little bit right now. So, here. There you can see like the frames are just barely dragging in the honey, so it's getting too deep in there. So it's time to open the honey gate. So what we do is we double check the toggle on here, make sure that's tightly closed. Now this here is our double strainer. So, and then we just shore that up right underneath it, and then loosen that up and open the honey gate. Let's take a look under there. Nice. Okay, so we've got 4 deeps with double-sided capped honey, and it's so heavy we want to see how much it weighs. So Samuel's going to weigh himself with just holding an empty red case. What do you got there? 160 pounds? Okay. Now lift that up and weigh yourself. How much?
191.
191? 31 pounds of honey in there. All right, here's a little update on what's going on over here. Here's our cleaning station, decapping, lots of honey and mostly wax in there. We pulled a honeycomb there. Sammy's gonna do something with that. And then we got 4 frames in there spinning. And look at it leaking out of there. Just a good flow. That's awesome. And then here's all our emptied out frames in one tote. It's looking good. All right, you want to know the exact details about these totes that are 100% sealed? Right here, bought them at Home Depot. 20-gallon professional duty storage containers, water and dust proof, 26.7 inches wide, 18.3 inches long, 15.3 inches high. Made in USA. Show me what you got. Potato masher. So Samuel's gonna do the mashed potato in here with all the wax cappings, and there's a lot of honey in there. So we're gonna mash that up. And then once it's kind of mashed a little bit, then eventually we'll put that in a strainer over a bucket. All right, these are 5-gallon paint bucket strainers. It's for any strained paint. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put this over the 5-gallon bucket with the honey gate on it. And this has a stretchy thing around it. So then that fits in there really nicely. So then we can put our wax cappings in there and start straining that. Okay, that's draining into that. We took the motor off, centrifuge off. Now we are waiting for that to just leak into there. And then when it stops, we'll tilt it. Now just get yourself some pieces of spare wood and prop that up a little bit so it's up higher. And then we put 4 pieces of wood under those 2, and then 7 pieces over there to tilt it forward. And that way she leaks out a lot better. Let's take a peek in here. There's a lot. You'd be surprised at how much honey is left in here. It's a lot. All right, first 5-gallon bucket is full because the strainer was touching the bottom, so we swapped a bucket out and then We'll just get this out of the way. What do we got there? 51 pounds. Nice. All right, so we've got that pretty much squeezed out. So just lift that up and put it over this bowl, and then just set that aside for now. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour all the honey into the other bucket, and then we're gonna double strain it back into the ones with the honey gates. So we'll have double strained honey. Okay. See here, we're double straining it in a double strainer. So it's quadruple strained. 65.7 pounds in that 5-gallon bucket.
Jar number 1. Be real careful because it's going to spill out right when we open it.
Look at that. That is going to be awesome. These are going to fill up fast. Okay, now that the wax cuttings are fully drained, we'll just put them in this 5-gallon bucket here, and we'll store them for another video when we process our wax. All right, we've got 46 pints of honey. Look at that. We'll do a 3-dimensional tour here. Look at that.